Good day, everyone. We are the Group 6, and our topic for today is about current trends and issues in the tourism and hospitality industry. The bright future of tourism and hospitality. In recent years, a number of significant social and economic changes have occurred that suggest a bright future for the tourism and hospitality industry. These are: first, we have early retirement. At present, many workers retire at an early age than the case in previous years. The U.S. Social Security system provides benefits to workers as young as 62 years of age, and many employee retirement programs are based on years of service rather than on age. In some retirement programs, especially government programs, it is possible to work 25 or 30 years and receive benefits at the age of 55 or younger. The increasing number of people who retire early is beneficial for the tourism and hospitality industry because their people use their time to travel and see the world. In today's generation, compared with pila na ka years ang nilabay, ang retirement is nagkabata na. 'Di ba sa atoa is 60 or 65 years old need na ma-retire, it's because old na. But naay mga benefits nga ihatag ang company itself, especially he's working almost 30 years na or almost 25 years. It's because the company itself maghatag og benefits to them na at least man lang dako sila nga nahatag o natabang na services sa company nila. At least ma-enjoy nila ang ilang life through traveling or unsa pa na nga they're still young o kaya pa nila. If so, government if so, if sa government ka ga work, possible nga maabot ka 25 to 30 years of working. It's because kabalota if sa government ka ga work like teachers or nagwork ka sa city halls and others, it's not a temporary job and we all know that, but permanent one. Maka-receive mga workers benefits at the age of 55 or younger. Di ba sayo kaayo ang retirement nga benefits? Ni-increase na ang gidaghanon sa mga taon when it comes to retire early. It's because some people use their time to travel and see the world. With the help of tourism hospitality industry benefits, mintas young pa or mintas bata pa, they use their time to make and to do they like or to do what they want. So, dili man jud tanan ganahan mo travel bisan pa man nga beneficiary or bisan pa man sponsored kay kaning pangidaraw na nga nagkanam-anam na jud ka old is hasulan ni sila. So ang uban they make their time nga sa balay na lang and happy ra sila ana. Somehow naapod uban nga ganahan mo experience of travel, ila sulito ng ilahang money kay kausa ka jud ni mahitabo silang entire life maong gi-cherish jud nila pag-ayo. Next, we have longer lifespan. The average individual cannot expect to live beyond the age of 70, and many will live longer. This is in contrast to earlier generations when the average lifespan was much less. The increasing population of older, retired citizens who are richer due to pensions programs and are healthier provides a larger base of potential customers for tourism and hospitality operations. In this bright future of hospitality industry, is kabantay mo anang mga retired person or retired worker, mas daghan pa sila kwarta kaysa sa mga regular nga worker nga permi manarbaho overtime pagani. It's because na sila pension nga nadawat or pensionado sila sa ilang giretirean nga company. Basta once ma-retire ng usa ka tawo, automatic na yung mga pension programs nga gipanghatag after sa company. So mao na ang uban pensionado na mag-invest sila for themselves or their future granddaughters or sa mga anak kanila. So mao na siya. Next, we have shorter work week. In the past, the 6-day work week was the standard for most working people. At present, the 5-day work week is standard and the 4-day work week is becoming common, leaving several days for other activities. This resulting increase the leisure time combines with faster and easier transportation makes possible for many individuals to take weekend vacations and travel to a degree they could not have made a few years ago. The tourism and hospitality industry will surely benefit from the increase in travel. Sa una, ang work days kay 6 days mao na standard. But until now, na maghapon manarbaho Monday to Saturday, di ba? But naa sa uban nga 5 days ra Monday to Friday ug napoy uban Monday to Sunday, which means 1 week ilang work wa sila pahuway. But this 4 days work week becoming common. This kind of working days is nakadepende ra kung asa ka under nga company. A shorter work week can increase the leisure time of working people. Nasa sila'y pahuway nga nasa sila'y time for themselves and time for the travel para ma-release ug ma-relieve sila sa stress. Others go to vacation sa mga destinations nga ganahan nila adtuan, especially sa mga times nga wala pa jud sila ka travel kay busy sa work. So this is connected to the tourism hospitality industry kay mo travel sila then maka benefits pod ang industry kay mo increase man ang travels and visits. Next, we have greater disposable income. The average family has more money to spend than before. This is due to higher wages and two-earner households. A large portion of the additional disposable income is spent on consumers' goods and services. The tourism hospitality operations receive an important share of it. Before sa usa ka household, dili kayo dako ang sweldo, it's because usa kay nanarbaho. But karon, higher wages na siya, dagko nagsweldo, plus sa usa ka family or sa usa ka household is na ay 2 or tulo nga nagwork. So that's why dagko jud ang makwarta sa usa ka household o makaspend na sila sa mga goods and services nga ganahan nila. Up until now, napod siguro uban nga countries nga dapat usa ka ang mag-work or else kung sa same sila nga company na joy usa mo giveaway. So thanks to this bright future tourism and hospitality, able na makaspend and family sa mga goods and services nga gusto nila at of course napoy share ang tourism and hospitality industry ani since we talk about goods and services. Fifth, we have greater mobility. Improved roads and better transportation make it easier to travel every year. The modern highway system has reduced the time required for automobile travel between any 2 points. New planes use new technologies which enable them to carry more passengers while using less fuel. This increase in travel have a positive impact on tourism and hospitality industry sales. Since technologies are spreading, greater mobility has increased. This could help to improve roads and make it better transportation. And this looks so convenient and easy to travel when you want to travel to your favorite places and to your destinations. Greater mobility has these 2 points, which is the airplane. Diba we know that airplane is one of the largest nga mo carry og daghan nga passengers ug mao sa pinakadali nga maabot sa destination. It could be took an hour lang, diba? So this could increase the travel nga naman. Easy raman ang pag-travel nimo, less hassle na, unlike sa uban nga hasulan pa kag biyahe no, balhin pa jud kag vehicle. Og mosulod po dire si tourism and hospitality industry kay ang part maghapon siya sa bright future since dako siya impact sa atong economic. The higher the travel, kung daghan mo travel, maka-benefit pod pag-ayo ang tourism and hospitality industry. But dili ka ang airplane mao source na sa tay mga cruise ships, trains, jeepneys, motors and others. Kung asa mas comfortable ang visitors or ang tao during sa ilang visit. Next, we have smaller families. The average family size has decreases. Thus, it is easier for the family to travel and travel costs less as few family members travel. Ang average nga size sa family sa pag-travel is na-decrease because once daghan mo nga mo-travel, especially layuan and very expensive, di ba? Hurot jud imong budget if you are budget conscious traveler. You know na masayon man gyud ang pag-travel if both ka mura duha if wala pa may anak, or either naa na mo'y anak usa, much better gyud nga gamay ra ang number of person nga involved sa travel. Mas makasave man jud ta og kita-kita ka ang mo-travel kay less atong gasto. In reality man jud kapoy og hasol ang daghang gayuron nga bata. Namgoy possibilities nga very risky, either mawala ang bata, either sa puton or kapuyon, kay magbalin-balhin man og location, especially sa vehicle. Pwede pera lang sa mga bata nga makasabot na like 10 years old na nga kamao na mo enjoy. In addition, if kung naa ka dihang kwarta, why not kuyugon nimo imong mata ng family? If kung dato kayo kapoy, apilan na pud ang imong silingan, char. So, mao to siya ang smaller families. Much better gamay ra or pipila ka kataw nga mo travel para less ang gasto.
Issues in tourism and hospitality. Although the future of tourism and hospitality industry is bright, it is not without problems. Those pursuing careers in tourism and hospitality will find it necessary to obtain knowledge with regard to a number of issues that the industry must face in the future. Some have been issues for so many years, but no final solutions have been found. Others are emerging issues brought by social, economic, and technological change. Example of tourism and hospitality issues is developing existing employees, reputation management, skilled talent shortage, change in guest expectations, excessive service rates, meeting demand, sustainability, and more. Marketing issues. The marketing issues are changing demographics, changing vacation patterns, market segmentation, frequent guest programs, maturation in segments of fast food industry, and consolidation. Marketing issues. First is the changing demographics. The population of developed countries is aging. The median is now 33 years and is projected to increase in the coming years. This is an issue that is significant to the tourism and hospitality industry. An older population has preferences that differ from those a younger population. Thus, service providers will find it necessary to adjust their service products to the changing preferences of the market. So the first demographic change means lahi-lahi ra jud ang preference sa old population ug sa new or younger population. According to Michkowski 1990, age is considered to be a crucial demographic factor by tourism stakeholders because leisure demand can effectively be predicted through visitors' age. Age is reported to have positive influence on individuals' desire for relaxation and nature exploration. Like sa mga tigulang na mo vacation, mas prefer nila chill-chill lang unlike sa mga bagets nga gusto recreational activities. Magdako jud kay kalahian ang old population ug ang younger population when it comes to their preferences. Another changing demographic characteristic is the increase in the number of single-parent households. Single-parent households generally have lower levels of discretionary income. To reach this market, service providers will have to develop new service products that will appeal to this demographic segment at affordable prices. Third demographic change is the continuing growth in the number of people traveling for personal rather for business purposes. Approximately 74% of domestic travelers travel primarily for a non-business purpose. The group is responsible for the increased percentage of the travel market in the past 45 years, and the growth is sure to continue. So, The third demographic change is mas daghan na kunong ang mga tao nga mo travel for personal growth or personal pleasure rather than business purpose. Kaya I think sa una is when you travel, you have something to do with business, like all about siya sa business. But karon is people travel for relaxation, to have fun, to visit a relative, something nga dili na siya related sa business. The last and the fourth demographic change is the growth in the number of international travelers. One of the primary reasons is the decreased cost of transportation to income, making travel more affordable to anyone. Another is increased vacation time and a greater number of holidays in many countries. One of the marketing issues, the changing vacation patterns. Citizens of industrialized countries are changing their vacation patterns. The traditional once a year vacation of 2 weeks is declining in popularity. For a growing number of people, vacations are becoming shorter and more frequent. At present, more people usually plan mini vacations, adding to their annual vacation days to a 3-day holiday weekend. In this way, they manage to get away for a mini vacation of 5 days while using only 2 actual vacation days. Sa traditional vacation pattern, is nagkanihit jud ang mga magbakasyon, but karon present daghan kaayong mag-vacation or magplan og mga mini vacation, which is they use the holiday weekend, which is I think the Saturday and Sunday, para sa ilang mini vacation, so that dili kaayo ingon taas ilang leave or absent. Another marketing issues is the market segmentation. Since 1980, the principal term in tourism marketing has been marketing segmentation. Until the late 1970s, lodging establishments attempted to appeal to broad general markets. Their aim was to appeal to a broad group of potential visitors. In recent years, the success of the limited service properties has led to the development of other properties intended to appeal to selected market segments. Some of the types of lodge properties to become apparent include all-suite properties, residence properties, sub-budget properties, and a variety of budget properties, which differ by their varying services and amenities. So, examples of market segmentation have been evident in food service in the past 10 years. A number of restaurants that additionally offered extensive something for everyone menus has begun to see reductions in business as customers have chosen to patronize restaurants offering specialized service products. As new market segmentation segments are identified, properties designed to appeal to those segments are likely to be developed. So another marketing issues, which is the frequent guest programs, because of the proliferation of properties and the increasing competition among them, some lodging operators have begun to develop programs to gain repeat business. Modeled on the frequent flyer programs which were successfully used by many airlines companies. These plans give credits to regular guests. They can be redeemed in the form of reduced rates, upgrades, free accommodations, free meal, or any variety of amenities. As competition becomes keener, the number of these kinds of programs will certainly grow. Many believe that these programs will gain in the lodging business the same favor they have achieved among airline customers. So, ang meaning aning frequent flyer program, it is a program designed to encourage airline customers enrolled in the program to accumulate points, which may then be redeemed for air travel or other rewards. So, like more ni siya same sa kuan kanang naibagong open nga store or shop nya tagaan ka nila card if kung kapila ka ni palit or ni visit ato nga place is naa kay points. So same ra siya aning sa airlines. Pwede nimo siya if makuha na ka full points, pwede nimo siya ma-redeem. Then naa siya reward nga kapalit. So this can be a good opportunity para sa mga lodging businesses para ma-achieve same kung unsa ang na-achieve sa mga airline consumers. Another marketing issues, which is the maturation in segments of the fast food industry. Segments of the fast food industry are no longer expanding to the extent that was formerly possible. The demand for hamburger is not growing as fast as it is once did. So operators find it necessary to develop new products to maintain the desired sales level. At present, establishments that previously offered few products other than hamburgers now offer pizza, salad, poultry, or other meat products. As public tastes continue to change, food service operators will have to develop specialty products to retain an adequate share of the market. The last marketing issues, which is the consolidation in the commercial lodging industry. Some experts are now predicting that the number of large nationwide lodging companies will decrease in the coming years, that a small number of firms will dominate the lodging industry by acquiring smaller chains of regional or national properties. This will enable successful companies to obtain the funds required to expand their operations internationally. The trend towards consolidation will have a tremendous impact of all commercial lodging operations. Both independent operation and the owners of smaller chains will find it difficult to compete with heavily advertised national and international brands.
Good day everyone, I am Janelle Labor and I am the one who will report the legal issues of liquor liability. In the past, there was a growing public concern over the increasing number of alcohol-related automobile accidents. At present, alcohol and the use of drugs is a factor in more than half of all automobile accidents. This lead the public to pressure state legislators to act. Legislators have responded by lowering the levels of blood alcohol in which an individual is considered intoxicated, and by increasing penalties on offenders. In addition, several states in the U.S. have imposed new regulations on the serving of alcoholic beverages. In one U.S. state, new regulations have made the discounting of drink they so happy hour legal. In several states, establishments and their owners can be held financially accountable if they serve alcoholic beverages to an intoxicated individual who causes damage or injury after leaving the establishment. In some places, this has caused tremendous increase in the cost of liability insurance. This prompted some bar owners to go out of business. It has also caused some restaurant owners to stop serving alcohol beverages. Some restaurant and bar owners have changed their market strategies. They now feature and promote non-alcoholic drinks as societal attitudes toward alcoholic drinks continue to change. It will be necessary for food service and logging operators to adjust. Liquor liability is kon kanang ang ikon diri is about sa nangaging past automobile accidents like mga aksidente nga hinungdan tungod lang sa alcohol. And in this one, some areas in the US they impose new regulations serving alcohol beverages to minimize the automobile accidents nga mahitabo sa kuan nila, but also some of the business owners is nagkuan sila og non-alcoholic drinks to minimize the kuan of kana alcohol para layo po sa disgrasya ba mo nilang gikuan. Legal issues: the ethics in the tourism and hospitality industry. Ethics is an academic discipline that deals with the study of codes of moral conduct practiced by individuals or groups. Business ethics refers to the application of a particular moral code to relationships, activities, and the discussion made by individuals in business or industry. It is a code that enables the individual and business to distinguish right from wrong, to differentiate between the ethical and unethical behavior. Ethics in the tourism and hospitality industry has been the issue for thousands of years. The business practices of operators of tourism and hospitality establishment are questionable. For example, a manager of a new restaurant may hire 20 waiters but intends to keep only the 12 most able after the second week of operation. An owner may fail to report all sales on his income tax returns. A tour guide may cheat on his income tax by failing to report all his tips. Another owner may cheat on his taxes by changing personal expenses to the business. An employee in the purchasing department may accept gifts from vendors in return for buying inferior products. Business ethics is likely to remain forever in the list of tourism and hospitality issues.
Human resource issue. Some of the human resource issues are sexual harassment, employee turnover, employee assistance plans, and employee empowerment. Sexual harassment. Harassment may define as unwelcome advances, requests for sexual favors, and other verbal or physical conduct of sexual nature that take place under any of the following conditions. First, submission is made a condition of a person's employment. Second, submission to or rejection of such conduct is used as a basis for employment discussion affecting the person, and it unreasonable interferes with the person's work performance or creates an intimidating, hostile, or offensive work environment. Sexual harassment may most cases of sexual harassment involve complaints by females about co-workers or superiors in the last 10 years. The number of cases has grown because an increasing of women have become willing to speak up. Because employers are liable for the action of their employees at work, it is very important for employers to take the following steps. First, institute strict policy banning all forms of sexual harassment in the workplace. Second, develop appropriate training program for managers and employees so that all will understand and become sensitive to the nature of sexual harassment. And lastly, establish procedure for handling all complaints promptly, fairly, and sensitive manner. Employee turnover is one of the major issues confronting managers of tourism and hospitality enterprises, with turnover rates averaging approximately 100% per year. Managers are always faced with the problem of losing experienced employees and hiring less experienced employees as a replacement. Faced with an inexperienced replacement, several managers believe that they have only two choices: to shoulder the high training costs associated with developing new employees into efficient workers, or to incur the equally high costs associated with working with untrained employees. Many managers in the tourism and hospitality industry understand the requirements to reduce turnovers. These include adequate wages and benefits, reasonable working condition, reasonable work schedule, and reasonable treatment of employee by manager. However, only few managers put this requirement into practice. Several managers and employers still treat their employees as in they were part of big will rather than people. They hire workers at least lowest possible wages, fail to provide proper training, then admonish them for not doing their work correctly. They assign worker schedule without taking into account the worker's personal preference, change the schedules of the worker without previous notice, and order them to report for work underpaid day off. Then managers complain about employees who resign to accept equal jobs with other employees. Employee assistance plans or EAPs are included in the discussion of major issues in the tourism and hospitality industry because they are one of the secular steps to pay attention regarding the problems of their employee. The problems of those employed in the tourism hospitality industry include psychological problem, family issue, financial problem, legal issue, health, as well as educational issues. The tourism and hospitality manager who established EAP is to benefit employers will eventually develop a more loyal workforce, one that is willing to make a great effort to attain the operational goals of the enterprise. In condition the manager helps to employees will reduce employee turnover.
Operation issues. When we talk about operation issues, is a kind of a problem including automation, smoking, non-smoking areas, sanitation and public health, and recycling solid waste. Automation is the process of using electronic and mechanical equipment and machinery to complete some or all of the tasks associated with a given enterprise. The two primary reasons for automating an enterprise are, first, to increase the speed of work and to reduce the cost of work. So, when we say automation is mga equipment nga ga-manufacture like backhoe. Automation in the travel industry is here to stay. Computerization will affect the industry principally in three areas, namely, first is communication. Communication business travels frequently change their itineraries to suit their changing requirements. Much time at present is lost in making alternative arrangements through vendors or distributors from payphones, hotel rooms, or secretaries' phones. Portable Communication Data Units o PCDUS, a portable telephone or computer, allows a business traveler to communicate with any travel entity from any place, including airplanes, and rearrange or reconfirm his travel plan. So, communication is a part in our life na because how can we travel and change our itineraries without communication? It's always na ay communication because it's easy to understand kung unsa ilang ginapasabot. Usapod ni kabutang nga we have a good relationship sa atong family or relatives nga naa sa layo using telephone and other devices. Hay inaman garon kay daghan na technology and na-discover so easy na kaayo sa atoa ang makig-communicate even a random person. Interactive CRTs. Interactive television is now being used in some cities. Within a few more years, more cities will be using it. It is possible that much of the order placement process will be shifted to interactive television. Specific order forms can be programmed into a database that can be accessed by any number of users. If calls are reduced to 1/3 by interactive CRTs, travel counselors will be reaching productivity. So, ang kaning interactive is usa ka television nga gigamit sa karon nga panahon. Medyo sayo na kaayo ang pamaagi kung gusto ta mag-interact og content while viewing using interactive television. And lastly, elimination of tickets. There is no longer a need for the traveler to carry an actual document for an airplane seat or a hotel reservation. A traveler may place the order about his impending trip on his interactive television. and insert his travel card into the appropriate slot on the side of the console. After all arrangement and confirmation have been made, the computer magnetically codes his card. The traveler arrives at the airport, goes to the appropriate gate, and as he enters the airplane, right before he hangs up his carry-on bag, there is a slot into which he simply stick his card. If the response is positive, he presses a button and a receipt pops out of the wall. So, ang kaning elimination of ticket na ay connect sa interactive television kay aside sa maka-view na maka-make tag content. And interactive television pod is gamit pod siya sa pag-console sa atong card, so no need to stand up kay naa naman sa kilid ang pag-console. Nowadays man gyud daghan na kaayog mga high-end nga butang, munang easy na kaayo ang buhatonon, and it's very simple to stick sa atong card using interactive television again. One of the biggest problems of agents nowadays is how to find the most efficient way to deliver the traveler's documents. The elimination of tickets has the biggest impact to the distribution system because the role of the agent as a trustee is eliminated. Consequently, the order taker only agent will also be eliminated. At present, some food service and lodging establishments have automated to the extent that guests and customers no longer have direct contact with any staff member. There are lodging operations in which a guest inserts a credit card in an electronic device, enabling him to check in without speaking to the room clerk at the desk. Checkout can be done through a touch-sensitive screen on the televisions set in the guest room. Food and beverage can be taken from vending machines. It is interesting to note that food service and lodging establishments have tended to maintain the appearance of service even though automated devices had been installed. For example, some hotels with automatic elevators have continued to hire personnel to run the elevators. Guests are still given a high level of service using more modern and efficient equipment than the older manual elevators. The technological capacity to automate grows daily, and the tourism and hospitality industry will have to determine the extent to which it should use the technology. Smoking and non-smoking areas. As more and more customers of tourism and hospitality entities demand smoke-free areas for dining and smoke-free sleeping accommodations, the industry will continue to exert efforts to meet these demands. This is specifically true in places in which legislation orders that appropriate facilities be made available. Hence, restaurants apportion sections of their dining facilities to accommodate the requests of non-smokers. Some even install or improve ventilation equipment. So, ang kaning smoking and non-smoking areas, kanipod nga butang is need likayan kay dili tanang areas is free to smoke. Na ubang area nga delicate, samot na ang ubang corner, and also to avoid sickness for the other people, especially sa mga bata out there. Sanitation and public health. A very important issue in food service is sanitation. Everybody agrees that all steps should be taken to prevent illnesses that are caused by the manner in which food is handled or to the food itself. Proper food handling has always been an issue in the industry. Managers must always be sure that food is bought from responsible vendors. Food must be kept at suitable temperatures to prevent the growth of bacteria. It should be placed under proper conditions to prevent infestation by insects or rodents. The surface of equipment must be cleaned very well to ensure that food is not contaminated during preparation. Washing is a necessity in food service, such as the washing of the hands of the employees, the washing of the fresh food to remove chemical residue, as well as the true washing of china, glassware, flatware, pots, and pans that are used in the preparation and service of food and beverage. National and local governments apply strict sanitary standards to food and beverage operations. Some conduct regular inspections and apply sanctions on those found violating the regulations. The sanctions range from exposing fines, publishing lists of violators in newspapers, and closing the establishment of consistent violators. To ensure compliance with local sanitary codes, many food and beverage operators hire consultants to conduct regular inspections and to help in the immediate correction of any violation. As consumers become more aware of the potential harm brought about by improperly handled food, preventing possible violations of local codes will be a significant issue to food and beverage operations. Recycling solid waste. In previous years, there has been a gradual closing of the landfills that were used for disposing solid waste and a growing awareness of the harmful effects of either burning solid waste or dumping it into the sea. This has resulted in major waste disposal problems in some places. In some cities, the cost of removing solid waste is increasing to the extent that government and citizens are unable to pay. In many of these areas, separating recyclable plastic, glass, and other items from other solid waste greatly decrease the quantities that require disposal. The trend toward recycling is likely to increase. Many in the tourism and hospitality industry who have not been previously affected by this issue will eventually find it necessary to adopt a recycling program. So, ang kaning recycling solid waste, this is also important to recycle the garbage para makaiwas sa sakit-sakit mao na ay recycled. Kay ang ubang butang pwede pa magamit or mapuslan mo nang need to recycle.
Consumer affair issues. The consumer affair issues are fire, safety, truth in menus, and diet, nutrition, and health. Fire safety. Fire safety has always been an important issue in the tourism and hospitality industry. In earlier centuries, taverns, inns, and hotels, which were usually constructed of wood, were regularly destroyed by fire. Many were burned to the ground, and a large number of people were killed or crippled. During the 20th century, hotels, motels, and other lodging establishments have instituted many changes, among which are improvements in design and construction as well as improvements in the fire control systems installed in buildings. Examples are electronic smoke detectors, automatic systems to summon fire departments, better sprinkler systems, and so on. Because of these type systems, people became safer. However, a number of dangers associated with fire remains to be considered. Guests in hotels and other lodging operations may face danger from the toxic smoke resulting from the burning of furniture, fixtures, and fibers produced from man-made materials. In a fire, many of the artificial fibers used in wall coverings, carpets, draperies, and upholstery produce toxic fumes that can be more dangerous than the fire itself. Another problem is related to construction. In recent years, new buildings were well insulated to decrease heating and cooling expenses. In some buildings, windows were not designed to be opened. Temperature and air were controlled by a very complicated central systems. In case of a fire in such buildings, there is a danger that smoke may spread quickly throughout the building. At present, individual room ventilation is installed to preempt the danger. Next is truth in menus. For food service operators, preparing truthful menus is an ethical practice that should never be violated. However, a small minority have produced menus that are not accurate indicators of the food served in their restaurants. Some serve U.S. choice beef when their menu states that U.S. prime beef. Others serve portions with fewer ounces than the number listed in the menu. Still, others have not used the actual ingredients suggested by their menus and have substituted one product for another, such as turkey for chicken, margarine for butter, generic products for name brands, and domestic products for imported ones. In some areas, consumer production laws have been passed so that those who violate the regulation risk fines and loss of licenses. It is important that those in the tourism and hospitality industry conduct their operations ethically in order that consumers will have complete faith in the truth of their menus, the wholesomeness of their food, and the honesty of their business practices. Next is diet, nutrition, and health. Since public is very much concerned about healthy diets containing less fat and lesser calories, many food service operators are adjusting their menus to changing public tastes. Some are devoting sections of their menus to food for the diet conscious, others are assigning certain menu items for those interested in food that is low in sodium and cholesterol. An increasing number of restaurants exert efforts to attract health conscious diners. Some have eliminated unhealthy food from their menus. The trend to healthier dining will surely continue. Successful food service operators will have to give greater attention to the nutritional content of the food for years to come.
Summary. Several social and economic changes are likely to affect the future of tourism and hospitality industry. These are early retirement, longer lifespan, shorter work week, greater disposable income, greater mobility, and smaller families, many of the issues that have to be considered by tourism and hospitality management. It can be classified into 5 areas, namely marketing, legal, human resources operation, and consumer affairs. Marketing issues including charging demographic, changing vacation patterns, marketing segmentation, frequent guest program, maturation in the segment of the fast food industry, and consolidation in the commercial lodging industry. Legal issues include liquor liability and ethics in tourism and hospitality. Human resources issues include sexual harassment, employee assistance program, and employee empowerment. Issues include automation, smoking, non-smoking areas, sanitation and public health, and recycling solid waste. Finally, consumer affairs. Issues include fire safety, truth in menus, and diet, nutrition, health.